Yes, welcome back to the discussion segment on Good Morning Anambra. And like we told you before we went on break, this morning we want to look at government's commitment to the fight against insurgent infiltration into the country. Just last week, there were intel that ISIS is infiltrating Nigeria. And this has raised several comments, has raised issues, and people are asking why. What's the issue? I know that before now the president had been saying that Libya had been infiltrating the country, but maybe intelligence reports now became stronger.
Yes, and during the week we had a post on Go.Niger regarding this issue, and for this discussion today we are being joined by someone who should know. Of course, we have Mr. Tom Gabriel still with us. It's so good to have you still with us, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, and we also have Honorable Chiedo Kasmir. He is the PRE of the Nigeria Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, Anambra State Chapter. It's so good to have you this morning, sir.
Thank you, presenters, and welcome, and thank you, my viewers.
Yes, so taking you back to the post that we had on Facebook, the federal government has directed security agencies at all airports across the country to immediately increase surveillance and vetting of airlines, personnel, and screening of passengers. Federal Airports Authority has also hinted that it has beefed up security at the major airports in the country following a recent report that insurgents were sneaking into Nigeria from Syria. And we asked the question, why is the focus on airports alone? What of our porous borders? Isn't it curious that we are dealing with too many forms of insecurities all at the same time? And that is our question, sir. That is what we want to know. Now, regarding this surveillance, insurgents and all, we are coming from a history. In recent times, we've had the herdsmen crisis, Boko Haram. Are you surprised?
How can I be surprised? When the place where they come in is not even looked at, it's being backed. You are facing somewhere that they can come in through. See, if we were to do the right thing in this country, the problem is that the government, when I say the government, I mean more especially the federal government, they are not bent on doing the right thing. To me, they are not bent. And when you have seen them slaughtering Christians, slaughtering people in the middle belt, the government is not reacting. Just they killed some herdsmen, and those people are being, jailed, life imprisonment, and some is even facing death trial. They are not serious. They are not. It is because it is their people. That is why they don't want us, to be involved. And if you check those people who are taking them in the airport, it's not our people. They are never Christians. They are Muslims. Let me tell you, the gospel truth is that they are just trying to fight us, the Christian. That's
okay.
What I'm saying.
Let's come in. Let me come in this way.
Let me say
Don't
that.
you think that the fights or this surveillance that came in now is a little bit late? The president has been accusing the problem in Libya as being the foundation behind the crisis we're having in the country, and now the intelligence report from Syria that ISIS is having infiltration into the country. Don't you think, with what we've had over these years, that this surveillance coming in now is a little bit late?
Yes, it is very, very late, because if you want to sincerely do your job as the chief secretary of the country, you look at your border, which is porous. The northern borders, there is no checkmating there. That's where those people can come in. They want, they look at, they draw your attention to something irrelevant while the main things are going at their backs. I have lived in the north. I know how these people operate. I know their mindset. I lived with them. I ate their food. And I did a lot of things to remain with them. So that attention they are drawing here is just to blackmail us, to draw our attention to irrelevant things.
Your statement seems stereotyping. You are trying to bring in how the North live with this kind of issue. Don't you think what you're saying is a little bit stereotyping the whole of the North?
No, it is not. It is not, because what I'm trying to say is that, why are you shouting that we should go to the airport? No, you talk about the borders. That's where the majority of people come. There is checks on the airport.
But don't you think there might be an intelligence, based on intelligence reports, that they
focus on the airport?
Yes. Who is reporting that?
Okay.
Who is the intelligence reporting that? Is it not them? Who are those reporting it?
Well, let's go to
You understand?
Mr.
What
Gabriel.
is reporting?
Yeah, regarding this, you also made a comment, over the week regarding this issue. Now, let us look at the focus on our airport. Is it enough?
Yeah, coming to the national security at large, I think you will not isolate it to the airport alone, because security should be whole. I mean, there'll be wholeness in the security system. So emphasizing on the airport's security is below the expectation, because when talk about the ICC infiltration, I said earlier on that in the post, I mean to say that those guys will not come through the airport. They don't have. They will not never come to the airport. There are borders. As the word when you're reading it, it says they sneaked in. They can't sneak into the airport, but they can sneak in through the porous borders. So I would say that the more emphasis should be on our borders, just as he rightly said. At our borders are very porous, and one of the things is that the timing is a bit late, because those ICC, just like Boko Haram started, is a metamorphosis. In other words, maybe they are coming to reinforce the Boko Haram, or to transform it into another stronger militia. So I would say that the satellite will bring to our borders. Our airport, to some extent, is secured, is fortified. In other words, they cannot come. For instance, those arms and ammunition that they use, does it come from the airport? No, it's from the borders. So there should be a thorough security at our borders. How many entry points we have across our borders? The federal government may not even know. But until we know how many entry points we have, there may be no absolute security at our borders. Because you may say 20, but there may be other ones unknown. And those guys knows them, because they live in the bush. So they know all the Appian ways. Let me use that word. They know all the Appian ways to come into. And the security is not about, it should be sectional. Yeah. Because when we're talking about, they can strike at any point, any place. So that's why we're talking about security. It's not about the northern, not about the southern, but generality of our nation. So I think the national intelligence should do much more. And our national security, the police, the armed forces, all those, they should check more. And also, they can monitor the entrance through the yes, through the drones to monitor it. So those are the strategies they have to put in place.
And then, thank you so much, Mr. Gabriel. Let's come back to you, Honorable Chedo Kasmer. Now, talking about this issue of security, we've had a lot of security issues. Internal security is also under threat. Do we trust our government to secure us from insurgents' external aggression this time?
No, we'll start from internal before you talk about external. With what is happening in the Middle Belt, I think we have a serious problem. And then I stand to be corrected in the sense that when I hear people say this insurgents are sneaking through the border, I don't believe that the word sneaking is the right one. They're coming. And they are being welcomed by our people. They don't sneak in. I don't believe they sneak in through the border. They come. And there was a time there was an importation of ban or importation. They want to catch you when you are coming with right. But when you see them, the queue there, from the north, you see them, they are coming, being welcomed. So for us, first things first, you see, that's why I'm angry with the present administration. First things first, they collected our guns so that we can't defend ourselves. Through the IG of police, they said everybody should return their guns. Everybody having any guns should return. Even these securities we have, it is trying to break us. They are even jealous with the security. At least there is a maximum peace in Anambra. I am not a psychopath, but I will tell you the fact. Someone like me, I always move from here, Oka, to Newe at any time of the day, even at the night. Nobody.
But attacks, one of the arguments the security chief raised was that there are particular guns meant for security organizations, paramilitary organizations. That they are not particular. They are not supposed to use something bigger than that. At least I covered for I was there the day the Commissioner for Police in Anambra got some guns, the ones that were returned. And you see that these things, if you allow them to be, it might be used for other...
with all the criminality all over the place as well.
Yes. The issue is this. The returning of those guns, let me tell you, if you see what the insurgents are using, they're using sophisticated weapons. So it's a way of playing down to some extent. If you want to tell us the truth, okay, give us what gun can we use? What are they using? What they're using is even far better sophisticated than what we are using. So where is the limit to join them together? There is none. So first things first, if we are going to secure, let us begin our watchword. You see how the hunters have been helping in securing their environment. I was listening to a radio program one day. The man was confessing how the hunters in Edo State helped the police to track down where they were kept, those that were kidnapped. You see, these are the people. These are vigilantes. We don't joke with them, but they are not paid well. Somebody who is not paid well, but I'm encouraging our government to look at those vigilantes. Those are the people they should take good care of. Once you take good care of them, you will see what they can do.
Sure.
I'm telling you the fact.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Yes, I think, at this point, we have to take a few comments on that post. Lots of people reacted to that over the week, so I hope that we can get a few projections as a round off. Yes, this one, of course, from Gabriel. He's also with us here. He says the government has been myopic in dealing with things. They have to be proactive. They should not wait for things to happen before taking measures. This directive is an indication that there was no serious surveillance at our airports before now. If our airports lack surveillance, how much surveillance is going on at our borders? None. They should increase border surveillance instead of airports, because those guys will not migrate through airways, but land is a call to beef up security.
Yes, we have another one from Ife here. The level of terror in Nigeria is getting worse, and the government doesn't seem to be making concrete moves to secure the country. People get killed right in their farms, in their homes, and nothing happens to their attackers. Those living in the cities may find it hard to imagine such, but unless something serious is done, these elements will never make a mess of even the most secure places soon. No place is safe in Nigeria.
Yes, we have one more comment before we conclude. This one is from Chukwunwike Nweke, and he says our border security is lapsed. In fact, security generally is far below average in this country. I heard about the intelligence report on possible ISIS incursion into the country, and I was alarmed. These guys have wreaked havoc even in countries with top-notch security. I wonder what our fate will be if this news is true. Meanwhile, bombs continue to explode in Bruno. I think we have to leave it at that. It tells us that a lot has to be done, enough needs to be done, and we're sure that with people like you, we won't stop talking.
Yes, I want to bring you in, Honorable Kasmir. What will be your suggestion when it comes to, your final suggestion when it comes to border security, in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, is number one is when you look those people living closer to the borders, you have to give them a sense of belonging. You have to give them a sense of belonging. You have to show them you are protecting them. Then they can point to you what you can do to secure their life further. Go to them, meet them one-on-one. There's what we call consultation. Consult with those living at the borders. Consult with them, tell them, please, look at what is happening, please. They will help you the more. And even the security of people. So these people come in, they are not even coming through there, they are coming through the land. So meet those in the border.
Thank you very much. Tom Gabriel, in one sentence.
Thank you very much. I would say that there shall be, I think a special squad to be trained to monitor our borders.
Okay.
So, specially trained for border monitoring. It will help to check our security across the border. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, our analysts, for joining us. Yes, and we hope that anytime we call on you, that you will also join us again. Have a lovely Saturday.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're still watching the Weekend Show on ABS Television, and at this point, we're moving on. Remember that at 8:30 there will be a comprehensive sports analysis on your television. You can't beat that. Yes, but at this time, we have something interesting that will be happening in Enugu on the 25th of June by 8 to 11 a.m. somewhere interesting in Enugu. And guess what that is? It is the University of the West of England, Bristol. They will be storming Enugu. They are appealing to parents and decision-making influencers for students and graduates who are looking to study in the UK. It is an opportunity to meet with delegates from the University of the West of England, a UK university with a focus on preparing graduates for employment. They are looking for students to meet and apply. They want to meet with the students and as well aid them with application, with all the information, advisory, everything until they get to the UK. They offer undergraduate and postgraduate degrees in public and environmental health and biomedical sciences and offer a pathway to study medicine. They won a Times Higher Education Award for their GradLink Career Service, which helps UK graduates find jobs in Africa. They have also been recognized with the highest possible rating in teaching excellence and student outcomes framework, that is TEF 2018. They have one of their leading health academics. One of their leading health academics will be visiting the UKEAS office in Enugu on June 25th, and the session will last from 8 to 11 a.m. They will be interviewing eligible candidates, and all you have to do is to indicate your interest to meet with them, and the number to call is 0809 169 7000. Number again, 0809 169 7000. So if you want to study in the UK and you need professional advice so you don't get it mixed up, you don't get the wrong information, all you have to do is to find your way to Enugu. Call that number, 009 169 7000. That's the directive that you need.